So the number one question that the majority of designers when they're starting their interior design business have is, how do you find clients? And honestly, finding clients when you're in the beginning of starting your interior design firm can be the hardest thing ever, and it can be very discouraging, it can be very challenging. But in this video today, we're going to talk about some long-term strategies and some short-term strategies that you can use to find your first interior design clients. And then just some insight on what I used for when I was starting my business and how long it took me to find my very first clients. So we're gonna start out with, essentially there's 8 ways that I have tried myself to get clients. And so the very first, I kind of think of them in 2 thoughts, actually. I think of, there's like short game and then there's long game. And short game strategies to get clients for an interior designer are just more things that you can do right now that could potentially bring you clients right now. And then the long game are, I think of it more of like seeds that you can plant that might produce a client in the future. And so these are not going to be your immediate ways to get clients, the long game ones. They're going to be the ones where, you know, you're more so fostering and growing a relationship with somebody, a client, a potential client, a builder, someone for the future. So that's what I kind of like have always thought about in my brain. Am I working on a short-term strategy or am I working on a long-term strategy for getting clients? So looking at the short-term strategies, the first strategy is Thumbtack. So I feel like a lot of people still don't know about Thumbtack, and I'm not even sure how I learned about Thumbtack, but Thumbtack is essentially kind of like a Fiverr type of deal, but it's for people who are hiring for really any service in your area. And so you can have cleaning companies on there, you can have car wash, you name it. And so one of the very first things that I did was I set up a Thumbtack account and I put my business on Thumbtack. And I don't think I got a client immediately from that, but I tried to make sure that my Thumbtack account was thoroughly built out. I wanted to make sure that like it looked like I was a real business with a million projects and all that kind of stuff. So I made sure that it came off very professional. And then the next thing is probably the most obvious, which is friends and family. Friends and family are going to be the backbone of your business, and your friends and family likely want to help you. They want to see your business grow. They love you. They want to support you any way, shape, or form that they can. So one of the first things that I did when I started my business is I posted on my Facebook, and that was a little worried. Like it made me a little nervous. But I posted on my Facebook and I just said, hey guys, like I started my interior design firm. If you need any interior design services, if you need help with furniture, or if you want to remodel your kitchen, just send me a message or check out my website. And I just kind of put it out there. You really want to put your business out there. You really want to get as many eyeballs on your business. It's going to feel a little nerve-wracking and it's going to feel a little like scary and vulnerable, I guess. But if you want clients, some of your first clients are just going to be your friends and family. Next is past connections. So past connections is more, I think of it as more of a professional version of friends and family. So one of the first things that I did was, since I had already been working in the interior design industry, I just reached out to all the architects that I could think of that I've worked with or that maybe I met, that kind of stuff. And so I reached out to just anybody professional. If I met someone one time at a networking event, then I would reach out to them via email, that kind of things. And then next is going to be Facebook groups. I'm kind of a Facebook group girly. I love Facebook groups. I'm in local Facebook groups. I'm in just mom Facebook groups, all kinds of Facebook groups. And I actively participate in these groups all the time. And so when I started my firm, I posted in a couple of like contracting groups that I started my firm and that I need clients. And And I was very honest about it. And I never tried to like make it sound like I'm like on and popping. I definitely was like, hey, like this is what I can do. My business is new. Trust me and I won't let you down, kind of deal. Just very honest and very candid about the fact that I wanted to get clients. So the next is cold email to architects and builders. And this could be even cold call. You could honestly cold call. Sometimes I feel like cold calling is a little bit more annoying. I don't really like it when people cold call me because I have such a busy life. And so having a random call, it just doesn't work. And so cold emailing, I think, gives people the opportunity to respond to your email when they can sit down and put time towards it. So I emailed probably like 50 architects and builders in my area. So I would do my area and then the town over. And I want to say that out of the like 50 people that I emailed, I maybe got 5 responses. And you don't want to just pitch. Like in my mind, you don't want to go straight into a pitch. Like, hi, I'm Renisha and this is exactly my business and I need clients. Like you don't want to like be so forward in that way. You want to be a little bit more stealthy. And so I reached out to companies that I genuinely liked. And if there was something that caught my eye about their business, maybe it's their website, their Instagram, their like the type of projects that they work on, I would lead with that. So, hi, my name is Renisha. I own Alder and Stone, and I noticed your website. I came across it from a Google search, and I really love Project X. I love this project because honestly, it feels like a home that I could live in, and I can tell the level of craftsmanship and detail that you put into it. My firm, we love working with builders who focus on craftsmanship and detail, and I would love to like get the opportunity to sit down with you and talk about your business. I'll buy you a cup of joe, and I just want to learn about you and your business. Easy peasy. And a lot of people won't respond, but that you will get a few people who, they need a designer. Okay, they've been looking for a designer. Okay, you will get builders and contractors who are like, I was looking for you. That's one thing. Second, you'll get people who are like, that sounds fancy, because working with the designer sounds like a luxury thing. And so if they are a builder or a contractor, they're like, I can offer that to my client and have it be like a luxury thing. So it makes them look better. Or you'll get people who just flat out don't want your business. And that's fine too. So you have to be really open to getting a bunch of no's, but that 5 yeses can turn into projects. So, and I call the cold email a short-term strategy, but it really could be a long game. It's both, honestly. I was able to get a client right away from doing that, but it might also take a little bit of time. And I also try to focus on different touch points. So if there's a builder that I really want to work with and they're doing a lot of good work in the area, I'll cold email them, and then I'll also try to have a couple like touch points with their Instagram. So I'll follow them on Instagram. I might like 5 pictures just to let them know I'm here, because that usually catches your eye when people spam like your pictures. And then I'll comment on a couple of their pictures, like some details that I love, because they will usually respond. And then I'll also send them a DM like, hey, I sent you an email. I just wanted to follow up via Instagram, blah, 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 blah. I don't do that right away. I probably wouldn't follow up via Instagram for like a week or 2 after you send that initial email. But it's just another way to get in front of that builder or that contractor or that architect that you want to work with. Now let's talk about long-term strategies. So your long-term strategies are things that you're planting the seed to potentially get clients in the future. There's a whole bunch of ways you can plant long-term strategies, and honestly, pretty much everything you do from the time you start your interior design business moving forward is all a long-term strategy. Every single conversation you have with every single client, with every single builder, with every single contractor, vendor, you name it, is all your long-term strategy. How you carry yourself on a job site is your long-term strategy. So networking events in adjacent industries. So I see a lot of interior designers, whether you're new or you've had your business for a little bit, they are in a lot of like networking type groups, and they go to a lot of networking events for interior designers. Okay, your ideal client is not at an interior design event. I promise you that. Your ideal client and clients in general are not at NKBA events, okay? But I will tell you, potential clients are at adjacent industry events. So if Cambria Countertops is having an event, go to it. You might not meet a homeowner at a Cambria event, but you will meet Cambria reps. And Cambria reps have the pulse. Really, any rep for any industry has the pulse on the clientele. So try to get out there as much as you can to industry events that are in adjacent industries, and try to stay away from interior design based events. Next is mailers. And I feel like mailers might be like an old school idea, but I think it can still work. And I think it's still a really great long-term strategy. So basically it is what it sounds like. You send out mailers to neighborhoods. And you don't just send out any mailer, in my opinion. You have to send out something that's obviously really captivating. Like it needs to be a photo of like a really beautiful interior, or a photo of yourself, because if a person can put a face behind a business, I feel like they're way more likely to want to buy from that business. So you need to send out mailers that captivate your audience. A lot of the times people get mailers and they'll look at it for 5 seconds and they throw it away. So you have like 5 seconds to make an impression, in my opinion. So it needs to be like a really beautiful, well thought out mailer. Don't put a ton of words on it. You don't need paragraphs. Nobody's going to read paragraphs. If you're offering free consultations, boom, you need to put free consultations on it. And you basically need to tell what services you offer, and that is it. Do not overthink it. The next one is networking groups. So networking groups is a little bit different than networking events. Networking events is just like one-time events. Networking groups are kind of like your BNI or your like local builders group. This one is another long-term strategy because you're likely not going to get clients from it right away. But when you join a networking group that meets one time a month or once a week, and you're seeing these builders, likely you should be going to networking events that are for builders. BNI is not for builders, it's just for business owners. But any kind of group like that is great. BNI, in my opinion, is way too expensive. When you're just starting out, you don't have a ton of money to be spending on a networking group. So if you can join your local builder group or even a mama group. I'm a part of a mom's group, like entrepreneurship moms group locally. And it's just a bunch of moms who own businesses. And we meet like once a month, and just the more you can get in connection with people that are outside of the industry is where you're going to find your clients. And that is a long-term strategy that you just have to plant that seed and keep watering it and keep watching it grow and keep sharing and keep getting curious about other people's businesses. So it's definitely probably one of the longer term strategies on this list. Next, how do you even get clients if you don't have a portfolio? I feel like this is like the number one question in any interior design Facebook group or any podcast. It really is just such a struggle. It's a huge struggle for a lot of designers. How am I supposed to get clients when clients want to see a portfolio, but I need clients to make a portfolio, but I need a portfolio to get clients, and you're just like, your head is just spinning. So there's a couple of ideas that I've used. So use your own home. Use your own home. And a lot of people will say, well, my home is not beautiful. Like my home's just a mess. It's a disaster. I get that. I get that. My house is super old. I still have college furniture. I still have, it's just a hodgepodge of everything. But what I did is I just took one plain wall because my walls are painted gray. I moved all the furniture away from the wall, so it's just a blank wall. Then I went to the local furniture store. What did I grab? I grabbed a desk of some sorts, some pretty flowers, a vase, piece of art, and I just kind of displayed it. I'll try to find the photo and insert it into this video, but I just basically created a little vignette, staged a little corner of my house, and I took photos of it on my iPhone and called it a day. It wasn't something super beautiful. It wasn't, your $200,000 kitchen, but it was a good starting point. And sometimes that's all you need is a starting point. Next is Airbnbs. This is one that I love, and I don't think enough people think about it. So essentially, to create a portfolio, what you need is an interior. You need to have designed some part of that interior, and then you need professional photos of that interior. So if your home just really is not cutting it, why not use an Airbnb? It might be a little bit tricky, and I think that if you're going to use an Airbnb, then you definitely need to ask the Airbnb host if this is appropriate. But what I did was I went on Airbnb. I found a couple of Airbnbs that I thought were beautiful, and I messaged the seller. I messaged the Airbnb host, and I just said, "Hi, my name's Renisha. I'm starting an interior design business. I love your Airbnb. I was wondering if I could do some staging to it and do some light decorating to it. And in return, you can have 12 to 15 professionally photographed photos. Is this something that you're interested in?" And I think I honestly did. I only got one response. And the response that I got was a lady, and she's like, I don't really need any staging to this Airbnb, but the house next door that I'm trying to sell needs to be staged. Do you think you could stage it for free? And then I'll have my real estate agent take professional photos of it, and we can kind of barter. And I was like, yes. And so that was one of my very first really pieces of my portfolio. So I staged the entire Airbnb. I staged the entire home, and it got listed, and I got a bunch of professional photos from it. So it worked. Not all Airbnb hosts are going to be into this, but it's an option. Next is friends and family's homes. So if you have a friend who has, it doesn't even have to be a beautiful, elaborate house. If they have just a nice, modest house, ask them, "Can I decorate your entire house?" and take pictures of it and see what they say. They might say yes, they might say no. And honestly, what I did is I went to the local furniture store. I bought a bunch of furniture and decor. I staged the crap out of that house, and then I returned everything. None of it was damaged. There was nothing wrong with any of it. And I really only did that once because I only got one portfolio piece from it. So really, it's not something that I would encourage you to do for 5 portfolio pieces. But when you're just getting started, you really only need one project. You just need one shot to show what you can do. And then as you get clients and real paying clients, then you can kind of build upon your portfolio. But those are the 3 ways that I personally used to create a portfolio when I didn't have any clients. Next, how long did it take me? I think that that's a really good question, and it's hard. It feels like it took a million years to get my very first client and to even get any clients at all. So I started my business in April 2021, and I got my first paying clients in April 2021. So that just goes to show that some of these ideas really can work for you. So my very first client that I got was a kitchen remodel. I did the design only, and that was for one of my close friends. And I got that job right out the gate in April 2021, and I made $500 from it. I just charged her $500, and the design came out beautiful, and I was so thankful that she helped me. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much. And then next was a kind of like a garage ADU type of thing. It was design only as well. I got that project right out of the gate in April 2021, and it was a referral from a friend. So the firm that I was leaving, the construction company that I was leaving, one of the designers there was moving into like a design role. And so she's like, hey, I have this client. Do you want this client? I said, yes, please. And the rest was history. I charged a design fee of $500. So as you can see, for my very first clients, they were friends and family and referrals, and I didn't charge this crazy design fee because I was still learning my business, and I was still learning not how to design, but just learning how to do things. So I went from April 2021, and I did not get my next paying client until September 2022. And I think that's like 10 months or something like that. I could be doing the math wrong, but it took a long time to get my next client. That's why I say, like in any of my other videos, it's not easy starting an interior design business. So my next client was a new build, and I got that project from a referral from an architect. Basically, I was applying for jobs, and I applied to this architecture office, and he loved the technical side, like that I could do technical drawings, and he really wanted to hire me, but he ultimately decided that he wanted to hire like an architect. But he said, keep in touch. And so when I started my interior design firm, I reached out to him and I said, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but you liked me, and I started my own firm. If you have any projects, please let me know. And he let me know, and it led to a new build. The design fee was $13,750, and I was on that project for 2 years. So still a very low design fee for a 2-year project. The next one was, was the kitchen remodel. And I'm looking at it right now, and I have a little typo. But it was a kitchen remodel. I did not get that project from an architect. I got that project from Thumbtack. So I got that project from Thumbtack, and I got that project in June of 2022, and the design fee was $2,000. So $2,000 from Thumbtack is like nothing to bat your eyelashes at. I mean, I was pretty proud of that. And I just finished up another project that I got off Thumbtack. So Thumbtack is a great way to get clients kind of quickly. They're not going to be the most high paying clients, but honestly, if you are a designer who really loves to help people, I think it's a great option. So next one was an addition. So this was a garage addition, and if you look on the Alder & Stone website, it's under Gauzzer Glam. And I got this project as a referral from a networking group. So when I started my company, I am on Facebook a lot. I love Facebook. And I saw that there was an event for contractors and like subcontractors, and it was at a bar. And so I went to it. I was the only female there, and I was the only interior designer there. And it was so nerve-wracking. I remember I hid in the bathroom for like 20 minutes because I was so scared to go talk to a room full of guys that I didn't know. But I just got some liquid courage because I was at a bar, and I just started talking to people one by one. And I met a contractor, and he needed a designer. A couple months later, he reached out and he brought me onto the project, and I've been on that project. We wrapped it up last year, and I'm going back for other projects with that family. So it was a great referral. The design fee was $7,250, and it was just a great option. So it's like the different ways of getting your first client. If you actually stick with it and you actually put effort into it and you don't get discouraged, then you can get your first clients relatively quickly. So I want this video, I like really hope this video was helpful. And if you did find it helpful, or if you found it inspiring, or if you have some ideas of your own and you're an interior designer, please drop them below, because I'm always looking for ways to get clients. And so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I currently have just a couple of subscribers, so I'm really excited. And I plan on doing more sit down interior design videos just like this one. So if you liked it and you want to watch more of it, just hit the subscribe button.